Across the world, the most heavily guarded, highly monitored energy facilities we have are suddenly catching fire and exploding in a rapid-fire sequence. Modern oil refineries are engineering marvels, built with overlapping layers of safety protocols. Historically, a major catastrophic failure at one of these sites is rare, an event you might see once every 5 or 6 years. These facilities act as the heart of a nation's economy. Having access to crude oil means nothing if you can't process it. You cannot put raw crude into your car or your supply trucks until it has been refined into usable fuel. This sudden wave of destruction is hitting during a uniquely fragile moment for global supply, as the market is already squeezed by the war in Ukraine and heightening tensions between the US and Iran. When dozens of highly secure facilities suffer catastrophic failures back-to-back in the middle of an existing energy crunch, we have to look closely at the data. We're left wondering if we are witnessing a bizarre statistical outlier or the work of an untraceable entity engineering a global crisis. To understand the scale of what is happening, we have to plot these incidents chronologically on a map. It starts with back-to-back strikes. On April 3rd, a major oil export terminal in Russia detonates. Barely 24 hours later, a Russian crude distillation unit is destroyed. The fires then cross the globe to Australia. A refinery fire there immediately paralyzed the supply chain, triggering a nationwide fuel shortage. The pattern continued in Europe, where a massive explosion tore through a major power plant in Romania. Then, on April 21st, a Texas oil rig detonates. The blast was so violent that locals reported feeling earthquake-like tremors, forcing immediate evacuations in the surrounding area. Seeing these events compressed into a single month across wildly different geographies and political zones suggests we are no longer looking at the standard industry failure rate. In India, these disasters have resulted in a direct physical toll on the population. A blast at the Vedanta power plant in Chhattisgarh killed 24 people, with no immediate explanation for how the facility's safety systems failed so completely. Soon after, a fire broke out at the HPCL refinery in Rajasthan. This was a new 80,000 crore rupee investment, built with state-of-the-art safety protocols. This fire ignited just as the facility was being prepared for its official inauguration by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. High-tech rigs in the US, strategic terminals in Russia, and brand-new plants in India are all suffering similar fates. When secure facilities across rival nations fail simultaneously, the evidence points toward intentional sabotage over simple industrial negligence. These events suggest we should stop viewing these as localized industrial accidents and begin recognizing them as a form of untraceable, decentralized warfare. This strategy is effective because it bypasses traditional battlefields. By quietly destroying a nation's ability to refine fuel, an adversary can paralyze a country from the inside out. For India, the need to adapt is immediate. Given persistent geopolitical friction with Pakistan and China, our energy infrastructure remains a high-value target for anyone looking to trigger a domestic crisis. This requires a major pivot in how we protect these sites. Governments must reclassify civilian energy infrastructure as active military defense zones, demanding massive investments in physical security and constant anti-sabotage audits. The next major world conflict may be decided by the silent, systematic starvation of the global energy grid, long before a traditional soldier ever steps onto a battlefield.